All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome to a conversation with Mr. J.
Hi, everyone.
My
Good
name is
evening.
Mike Marcotte, a proud Boychoir alum and former board member. And I have the pleasure of introducing this character here, Mark Johnson, Executive and Artistic Director of the Minnesota Boychoir. How are you tonight?
I'm good. Thank you.
Good.
To see. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. I love that song, Storm is Passing Over.
Delightful.
I love that.
Tell them the story that you just told us
We
about
were just
Colorado.
talking here, two stories for sure. One on tour, that song we've done plenty of times for Boychoir, but the time on tour in Colorado, some folks may be tuning in, but I remember singing that song in the church. We were in the front, but had giant windows, and this huge storm passed right over during the whole
Cool.
thing. Thunder and lightning, it was pretty cool.
Colorado tour in
Good
2014,
memories.
right?
2014, good memory.
Got that down.
love
Thank you, everyone watching, whether you're watching it on a computer, on a television, on your phone. Thank you for tuning in with us for this conversation with Mr. J. We have lots of great news to share with you tonight. We're talking about concerts coming up.
We are.
We're talking about little tours, perhaps.
We are.
We're talking about our gala that's coming up here.
We are.
We're talking about
Got a lot of good stuff.
60 years of the Minnesota Boychoir. And we're also answering your questions. And right now, what I want you to do is make sure that you can hear us and see us okay. So just chime in. We got producer Vanya on the line right now. You can call in. You can Vodafone us in right now. And producer Vanya will be answering your messages. And we are going to answer your questions too. If you have a question for Mr. J, if you want to have a comment for Mr. J, if you watched our last fireside chat, you'll remember that Mr. Johnson did a very poor job. I would say 1 out of 10 about taking care of the fire. So if you see that the fire needs to be taken care of, let us know. And we'll be having our operator stand by.
Well, and that reminds me of something.
Yeah,
First
go
of all,
ahead.
before we get started, a couple things. I do want everyone to know out there, and by the way, thanks again for tuning in, but everyone should know that I am not being paid for this interview. So I want you to know that.
Meghan Markle, thank you.
Meghan, Oprah, I don't think
Yeah.
they received, well, Meghan didn't receive money.
She
Maybe
didn't get
Oprah, but
anything.
Neither Mike and I are making any money off this interview. So we want you to know that.
Speak for yourself. I'm making a lot of money off of this interview.
And I know with the snafus with all the fire last time and all that, but I do also want you to know last fireside chat was so fun. But, you know, we are following all these COVID protocols and people are so far away and I can't really hear stuff after questions and answers, but you had so many great questions and I really feel like I had so many great answers for you. And then after I gave an answer, there was no reaction. So I did bring my audience applause machine.
Let's
So
hear it. There we go.
tonight, just to make me feel good and I could smile all the way home, just to give me a little pat on the back, I brought that as well. So a couple things, Mike, thanks. Let's get this rolling.
Great. I'm going to take this off because it looks like I'm a bearded woman, apparently. So I'm going to pull that off, and there we go. Let's get going. Also, just a teaser for ahead, we have a special guest star in our midst, in this house. If you have any guesses, you can put them in the chat.
I don't even know who it is. I can't wait. Maybe it's Ivy. Hi, Ivy.
It could be.
Hi, Mom. Maybe my mom will walk through the
house
door.
dog, Ivy.
I would love that.
So we'll find out who that special guest star is coming up. All right. Meghan Markle. We have questions that already have come in from folks who have pre-submitted these questions.
I love
and
it.
our
Thank
first
you.
question comes from Nancy in St. Paul.
Nancy. Okay.
Hi, Nancy.
Hi, Nancy.
Nancy wants to know, how are you going to help get boys back into singing in groups after this long period away from being together?
Ooh, good question. Yeah, it has been tough, right? On Zoom and being
Right.
distanced. And as you hear through schools, and Zoom's not the best platform for singing as well. But I think everyone is excited to get back. And I think that thrill of being in person, whether it's indoor, outdoor, I think that thrill and excitement of hearing each other is going to be great. Might take some, I was thinking about this, you know, I think getting back together too, being on Zoom, we're all a little bit out of shape, you know, singers get out of shape, you kind of get out of routine a little bit, so there'll be some getting back into those classic Boychoir things, spending some time on routine of rehearsal and warm-ups and singing together that I think will be exciting. Once that comes back, I think it triggers memories.
I know a lot of people were interested about what a virtual rehearsal looks like. Can you break that down for someone who's not a choir boy? What does a virtual rehearsal look like?
For sure. So I send out invitations if you're familiar with Zoom and other platforms as well. they click that invitation link and sign on with me. So once the rehearsal starts, I see individual boxes on that screen of each kid. The platform does work the best just because of the latency, the delay of Zoom. It works the best if everybody's on mute. So I really just run the rehearsal. I sing and play the whole time, and they're singing at home, but I can't really hear all the singers. And plus, we can't hear everyone together.
Sure.
So there is that kind of weird function of Zoom. But again, the platform allows us to connect and be together and still practice some music.
Are
So
rehearsals the same length? Are they shorter then?
they're shorter, a little bit shorter. I think kids are pretty zoomed out from being on Zoom for school
I'm sure.
and all day long. So we meet for about 45 minutes though. And it's a combination of singing. I do some scavenger hunts. I do trivia. We check in with different boys. We play a game called Picky Choosy. I don't know, just try to make it a little bit exciting. Too,
I
with some
bet
singing.
for the parents, this is quite fun for them because they get to hear their son sing in front of the computer at home, and parents typically aren't allowed in rehearsals.
I would think so. Hearing that voice come from a bedroom or at the dining room table has got to be pretty thrilling.
I
think
bet
it's great.
that's really cool.
I bet it's good.
We have a follow-up question about rehearsals. This comes from
Good
Rob.
one, Nancy.
Yeah, thank you, Nancy.
Thank you,
Oh, there we go. They're applauding Nancy's question. Thank you.
Well, good answer, right?
Yeah, right. Great answer. He's applauding himself. Thanks. Rob in Hudson has a question for you.
Yeah.
So when we can start singing in person, perhaps
Oh, yeah.
could we be in the auditorium at Concordia where the Boychoir rehearses? That's a
Yep.
question. Kids in schools are in large areas now, and we're hoping that they can do the same for the Boychoir. Is that a possibility?
It is a possibility. We have lots of support, board of directors wise, committee wise, and planning that out. Different scenarios. We of course want to be safe and secure and follow all regulations and recommendations as well. So singing is still sort of seen as sort of a super spreader event. We have to be masked and be careful, but we also have to keep in mind the entire organization. So, knowing you as my son, I want you to get back to and social and sing and be together. But making one decision because I care so much about you might affect the whole organization in a different way. So we're being methodical about it. We, of course, definitely see in-person indoor, in-person outdoor rehearsals in our future. We're looking forward to that. Again, that thrill of being together, and everybody's just so excited to get it going, and we're this far, right? We're this close, so we are mindful and want to do the right thing as well.
Very close.
Yeah, we
We're
are
almost
very
through it.
close. That is for sure.
All these rehearsals are not for naught. There
Right.
is something that is going to happen out of these rehearsals.
Right.
You have
right.
some concerts planned.
We have treated it kind of like a regular Boychoir season. So I think a lot of you tuned in last Fireside Chat. Thank you for that. And our first ever virtual winter concert, which was great, holiday cheer with the Minnesota Boychoir. So thank you for that too. And we've treated the season basically like routine rehearsals. Kids are in rehearsal Monday, Tuesday, Thursday nights, practice various music together, and then once a semester is done, we spend some time to record that music and then present it virtually. So yes, we have one coming up on April Fool's Day.
It's not an April Fool's
It's
joke.
not an April Fool's joke,
All
right?
right.
We're finishing our second semester and we'll be recording some tunes here within the next couple weeks, and then a concert again on YouTube /MN Boychoir. Check it out. It's called When I Rise Up. We'll be there April Fool's Day, 7 p.m.
Is this going to be like the December concert where it's like oldies and new stuff, or is it all
A
new
little
music?
mix, but it's a lot of new stuff. It won't be any of the music that you heard, but new music, of course. But there's a few pre-recorded things that are some good oldies.
And
So.
features all four ensembles?
All four ensembles.
And that's 100 boys right now?
100 boys right now, and our fantastic accompanist. I mean, Todd's got to be there too. So
Of course, we'll see Todd.
it'll be so good.
Fantastic. So
sounds good.
April 1st
April 1st.
on the Boychoir's YouTube channel. So make sure you
Yes.
tune in for that. And June 3rd is a very important date for the Boychoir.
It is a big date. Yeah, coming up to finish our season. Couple big things. We're still planning a really great awards night to celebrate our season and our seniors. We'll probably talk more about that. But as well, we do have June 3rd, our big Gala fundraiser coming up. So we're looking forward to that. It will be a virtual event this year. We wish we could celebrate in person with all of you as well, but it will be virtual. But we have some great things planned and a fun night for that too. So.
Right. And as always, the Gala supports the Boychoir financially, right?
It does. A lot of operating support, and all that money really kind of goes with that ongoing programming. staffing, rent, all those expenses that you can think about that keep the Boychoir up and running each season. It's so instrumental in that Gala fundraiser, and those monies are really important to what we do.
A lot of traditions are sticking around, so we still have the Gala happening, right? Even though it's virtual, we still have concerts happening.
We do.
Even though they're virtual. There's a lot of traditions that many Boychoir alumni are familiar with. They're still happening.
Yeah.
So I know you're still working on an awards banquet.
Yeah. We even had a little celebration for our seniors. You know, typically we're out at WAPO in the winter.
Tell us more about that.
And that was a great time. We were able to, we have 7 seniors, and we gathered outside, and of course, it was pretty cool. It was a warm day, but it was fun to see them play a little broom ball, all masked up.
Sure.
And playing in the backyard. We had a campfire, and we made some s'mores, and had some time to sing a little bit together, but also kind of hear them talk about their favorite Boychoir memories and what means the most to them. So it was a great to kind of do that tradition as well and celebrate with them after missing that. So,
Right. So it's,
it was really good.
Something you can do for the
really
class of 2021, which is just fantastic.
Yeah.
And I know that you're already looking ahead to 2021, 2022 season.
Right.
With new member auditions,
Those
with
are
getting
coming
these
up as well.
boys back in gear for
Exactly.
returning members as well.
Exactly. We do hope to, I should mention, and maybe you've heard this as well, we do hope to end this season with some spring concerts or outdoor or a sort of tour. Of course, leaving state, hopping on a tour bus and staying in a hotel, those days will come back to us eventually. But this year, to end our season, once our gala is finished June 3rd, that next week, we do plan a series of performances. If things do let us do that, we'll be outside, and we're currently looking at some venues where we can gather. Of course, we're going to follow guidelines and everything. Some are restrictive to size of singers and number in the audience, but we're looking forward to sharing some of our music outside. And so I hope you can catch us in June as well. As far as next season, well, we got to ramp up for that. So we have had a hard time, as you can imagine, recruiting new members. As much as I try to be fun and exciting on Zoom, it is a little tough to have new members sign on and get to know Mr. J.
Is that all you do on Zoom is just hit the applaud button? That's why we're not retaining boys. So you just hit that applause button all day?
I'll put it down for you. But,
see, that's funny.
right, exactly.
No,
but recruiting new boys is going to be really important. And we used to have that great camp called Sing Minnesota. We ran that for 20 years, and it was a big, huge recruiter for us. Lots of great music, lots of great memories, and great things that happened with Sing Minnesota. And looking forward to now, we started 2 years ago a boot camp, Boychoir boot camp. We didn't have it last summer, unfortunately, because of the pandemic, but we are mounting 2 different one-day boot camps this summer. So any new members or prospects that you have, great opportunity. We'll get that information to you or up on our website soon. Also, kind of, as I mentioned earlier in tonight's program, the reboot camp for our members, right? We want those members that we currently have to come back, and we're going to kind of do a mini week of getting back in your Boychoir mode a little bit with warm-ups and games and things like that. So.
a lot of information here.
Yeah.
We're going to share all these dates with you on the Boychoir's Facebook page, on the Boychoir website, boychoir.org. So you're going to stay in tune with everything that we're doing. Also, if the Boychoir office, if Mark doesn't have your email, make sure he does.
Right.
Send it his way. You can send it to info@boychoir.org. And make sure that you're on our mailing list so we can keep in tune with you and tell you what's going on. So concerts, galas, everything in between. So we have people watching on YouTube, obviously. There's more than 2 people watching. This is fantastic. Yeah.
Are there as many that were watching?
You can hit the applause button now.
The
This is
Oprah,
great.
Meghan, Harry.
There were
probably not as many.
There's not 17 million people watching our YouTube stream. However, the Houston Boychoir is watching.
Nice.
Yeah, down in Texas. They have a question for you. How are you recording the boys for your little April 1st concert?
Well, hey guys, I hope things are going well for you as well. And you know, it's been a tough time to be a member of a choir, right? Or an ensemble that thrives on being together and thrives on singing together, hearing those harmonies and singing as well. But do want you to know that our process has been recording. I meet with our accompanist first. We lay down all the recording tracks and get all the songs recorded piano-wise. And then the platform we're using really, again, is them at home kind of recording on their own iPad, iPhone. They record themselves singing to that music, and then they send it in, and we sort of edit from there. So the process is
Quite a process. That's
painstaking.
elaborate.
Thankfully, we have great assistant Phil, who
I was gonna
is
say,
so savvy, not
Phil's
only
very good at
musically
what he
with his
does.
music theory, but yeah, he can really put together some great videos. So it's been difficult and a learning curve for everyone. Yeah,
It's a lot,
It
but
is.
the choir has persevered through it.
It is a lot. What I look forward to, and this probably relates to those boys down in Houston, is that singers, it's hard to sing alone at home. And it's hard to sing on mute, and you don't get feedback from your conductor. You don't hear those other singers around you. And I know that I can relate to all of my singers and all of you guys as well, that it's just tough. I think, though, resilience of continuing to practice and kind of hone your voice and learn notes will make you stronger. I've heard stories, from schools that kids come back and they sing softer in a mask and whatnot, but I'm banking on the confidence end of this, that, we have been away from each other for so long, and then that confidence and that projection, that love of singing will really shine through when we get together. So
Thank you, Houston Boychoir, for
Yeah,
watching.
thank you.
I'm getting some breaking news in my earpiece from producer Vanya and director Phil.
is a special guest here?
Nope,
Oh,
not yet.
okay.
Nope, breaking news. Oh, the fire is out. And we did a horrible job maintaining the fire. And whose job was that? It's Mark Johnson's job to man the
Did
fire.
you do this on purpose?
I don't think that's the fire's for a thing. I think you're supposed to man the fire. I think he might need some help from our assistant, Amy. I don't know if he's going to be able to do this on his own. So you're watching a Conversation with Mr. J. Now it's called Fire Tending with Mr. J. And last time, if you watched our fireside chat, it was not a fireside
Wait,
chat.
I might be able to do this. Wait.
It was just a chat with Mr. J because the fire went out like every 10 minutes. So I don't know why we do this by the fire. Because every time the fire goes out and we just start talking.
Look. Oh.
It's not really a fireside chat. It's just us like sitting in front of a fireplace. We should call it fireplace chat. That's a great idea.
I almost had it.
Okay, we're gonna have our
I
assistant
almost
Amy
had it.
come in. You might recognize her from the last fireside chat. Yeah, because she had to fix the fire then too. Great.
Oh, sorry.
Thank you, Amy.
To
Okay.
disappoint again.
No, you had a great little.
Although yesterday it was 65 degrees, so I kept thinking, why are we doing a fireside chat when it's 70 degrees outside? Although it was cooler
That's why we
today,
changed the
so
name to Conversation with
Thank
Mr.
you.
J.
Can we do
'cause
something? Can we just have a fake fire next time, or can we just do something outside?
you know
have
what?
dancers
I
on the
will
lawn,
host
like
that.
in orange.
We could do this
dress,
at my
dancing
house.
like
I have an
fire or something
electric
like that.
fireplace.
Thank you.
We just hit the
Thank
switch,
you.
and then it just goes
beautiful.
roars for an hour.
This is beautiful, though. Where we're at, I don't even really know where we're at, but this is so beautiful. I love it.
We're at an undisclosed location. In a bunker. Still. All right. Houston Boychoir says thank you for
Yeah.
all that you do.
Thank you. Appreciate all your music too,
thank
and your gift to the world. Thank you so much.
We have
It's
to go back to
important.
Texas. You were
It's
you
important.
didn't make it to Houston when you went to Texas.
We did not. No, we did Texas. You know what brought to mind is that it snowed at the Alamo recently. Did you know that in Texas?
Well,
when they got
Texas
all
had
those
that huge
storms?
cold
and now
snap.
Snow, and I think they got snow at
San
the
Antonio.
Alamo. Yeah. We did mostly Dallas, Fort Worth,
Right,
San
northern
Antonio.
Texas.
Yeah, we did Austin.
That was
Yep.
2013.
2013.
No, yeah, was that right?
I
Yeah.
think so. Yeah. Yeah.
I have these tours memorized. It's a fun fact for me. Have it on my resume.
Love it.
Okay.
Thanks for the fire.
Amy, gosh.
I love
Thank
it.
you so much.
It's
Yeah,
beautiful.
she deserves
Okay,
that.
Thank you.
We kind of touched on this, but Amy in St. Paul wants to know. Amy in St. Paul?
Is that you? Oh no.
Is that the Amy that? No, we're not in St. Paul, are we?
No. Right?
No.
Okay.
Amy from St. Paul wants to know if there's a, touched on this already, but is
Okay.
there going to be a boy choir summer camp this year?
Yeah, yep, there will be. So in August, we're promoting 2 one-day boot camps, which will be just kind of an all-day 8 to 5 or whatever, and get some new recruits in, but use some of our older singers as well to kind of help and role model and sing together a little bit, and then that reboot camp as well. So we're looking forward to it. We're really hopeful that everything's going to turn by then and we'll be able to gather. So yeah.
So stay tuned for more information. And
forward
like
to
Mark mentioned, it's going to be kind of an uphill battle to get more boys into this organization. That's what we really need.
That would be my goal. If someone asked me right now, just a hope and a wish and a dream right now is, we haven't lost a lot of members, but I know that this experience is life-changing for me, and I know this experience is life-changing for the boys that go in through the organization. So it would be a great gift to me to get more members and be able to share the experience with people.
So we'll need your help. So we'll be posting lots of information on social media. If you can help us share it, that would be greatly appreciated. So more to come as we enter this actual springtime and into the summer. And new member auditions start in July.
They do, yep, mid-July. So
more
we'll
to
get some dates out too, but yeah.
Before we get into our next big topic, people are talking about the fire.
Okay.
Tell Mark to blow hot air on it, says Nancy.
I did. Thanks, Nancy. I tried.
Lots of love coming in for Amy.
Oh,
Yes, so thank you, Amy. And then someone says, Max says we need to hire a designated fire tender next time. We should hire someone just to watch the fire. They should just sit on the floor.
Yeah, just be back there, tuck back there. And
yeah, just poke it.
That sounds great.
It's like the Yule log when they just have that hand come in.
I think it's one of the prettiest fires we've ever had. So
it's a really good fire now.
I love it.
Big year next year for the Minnesota Boy Choir. We need lots of new members. We need lots of members in general.
Right.
Because that's a big celebration.
It is.
60 years of the Minnesota Boy Choir.
Wait, I'm not turning 60. The choir is 60.
The choir is turning 60
I
next
just turned
year.
52. Yeah, 60 for the choir. Okay,
You gave your actual age.
Sorry. Okay.
I'm impressed.
But
hair and makeup came in and did all this beforehand.
Big year.
Big year. So what's in store? Nancy from Fort Worth, Texas is watching.
Nancy.
Yes.
Oh, I love you, Nancy. I love everybody.
So what's in store?
Yeah.
And she wants to know, what are you looking forward to the most when it comes to what's happening in the 60th anniversary season for the
Well, I'll
Minnesota
tell
Boy
you
Choir?
right away, for me, it's fireworks, but I'll get back to that. We were fortunate enough 2 years ago really to form a 60th anniversary Diamond Jubilee Committee, right?
Mm-hmm.
It takes a couple years to plan a huge celebration like that. It takes a lot of money too, right? Well, of course, all of that has been tabled and we're waiting to kind of see. I think we're going to move forward with celebrating 60 years in some fashion. But all of the events, if we are allowed to do that back and forth and gather together, we will be for it. Of course, great concerts. I mentioned fireworks, so I'm looking forward to 60 years of the Minnesota Boy Choir and 30 years of me directing. So 90 fireworks that we will shoot off after the last concert. Probably Orchestra Hall or maybe some big stadium here in town. And it's so funny. Nancy, you probably remember this, but you should know this too, and everybody tuning in. But as a young kid, I hated fireworks. Like, I remember driving with my mom and dad to Curry, Minnesota, and we'd pull up to the softball field, and I would stay in the car and cry and plug my ear. It felt like the fireworks were being, let off from the hood of the truck. I was so scared.
Were you a dog? Like,
it was
usually
terrible
dogs
for me.
are scared of fireworks.
Now I love fireworks.
Oh my gosh,
I
this is
just
great.
love it. So anyway, to celebrate, what else? Commissions, of course, we'll probably get a new piece from our wonderful accompanist. We actually had a piece written for our 50th anniversary that we never actually performed.
Really?
So bringing tunes back like that, big concerts to celebrate. We're also, I should let you know, and I think I maybe mentioned at the first chat, was an oral history project that we're doing. Such an important part of archiving our histories and traditions. So a beautiful process that's happened through interviews, looking at all these archival and memories through the Boy Choir, talking to past conductors, just really getting a lot of stuff down. And now a wonderful article's being written and will be featured in the Minnesota Historical Society magazine. So we're looking forward to that. We're hopeful that's going to be really good. Ramsey County, sorry.
There we go. And that project is much bigger than the Minnesota Boy Choir itself.
It is, much bigger. And we're hoping for that takeaway, right? You get this history down, and then the next generation can always look back and build upon this history as well. But a great takeaway for all of the people that are invested in the Minnesota Boy Choir.
Really exciting.
It's
so
really
now
good.
I'm going to take you from years.
Fireworks, though.
Fireworks, stay tuned.
But, it'll be fun.
There'll be little sparklers outside of Orchestra Hall. Year 60, okay? So now I'm going to take you beyond year 60 of the Minnesota Boy Choir.
Yeah.
And let's fast forward and let's look 10 years down the road.
Right.
What does the Minnesota Boy Choir look like in 10 years? What do you envision? What do you dream?
Well, in 10 years, the Boy Choir for sure will be stronger than it is now. We have persevered through, like every organization, through one of the toughest times in history, right? And there will still be music and there will still be members. We fortunately have, with our bridging campaign that kind of helped us through this pandemic, but we're able now to focus on really the true meaning of why we started a campaign in the first place. I know just securing capacity building programs that we currently have, but also being able to have the ability to expand on programs that are so important and near and dear to the Boy Choir. And to think about the future, right? We want to, in the future, make sure that we're still as well doing the best we can as far as accessibility. We want to be accessed by everyone. We want to be diverse. We want to be inclusive. And in 10 years, I hope that looks like now and even greater than what we are. As well as thinking about future for, we are talking possibly a permanent home for the Minnesota Boy Choir. Exciting stuff.
Like you're giving us all these secrets.
I know, kind of some secrets
Should
here.
lean
I know
in.
we're also kind of in that talk about succession. I mean, I can only do this so long, and there's talk about that too. So all these processes that are going on, but again, this campaign is so exciting, and with your support, it will lead the Boy Choir to greater things in the future. So 10 years from now, I will still have no hair. My stubborn belly fat will be even bigger than before, but we're still going to be making some great music and having a great time. So,
thank you for that. If you have questions for Mark, post them now in the chat, and we'll be asking them in a moment. In just a second, our special guest star is going to join us. Yes, and Mark has no idea who our guest star is or what our guest star is asking Mr. Johnson. So before we get that, I do have a comment from Jamie, who's watching from Columbus, Nebraska.
Jamie, hi, thanks for tuning in for the sing-alongs and tuning in tonight. I love you so much.
It's more of a comment than anything else, and it's a very nice comment that Jamie posted
thanks,
and
Jamie.
sent to me prior to tonight. She says, "So happy to hear that you have endured through the challenges this pandemic has thrown at you. The Minnesota Boy Choir is needed even more now than it ever has been. The world needs beauty and joy and music."
I love it. Thank you, Jamie. Thanks, Winston. Thanks, Drummer Boy. She's got her dogs, too. Love
Of course.
those guys.
The whole crew is watching, I'm sure.
Well said. Well said.
And, I think it's, that comment is so well said, absolutely.
Right.
And I think it's
beautiful.
in thanks, many of these people watching tonight have really stepped up to the plate and helped the Minnesota Boy Choir out, through the bridging campaign that you guys have been working on.
Exactly. I think when we had our first fireside chat, right, we were kind of staring down the pike at really a big deficit, right? And your help and support has really helped us literally bridge that deficit. We've been able to sustain our programs. We've been able to continue on this year, continue with membership, retain staff, and still offer and do some things that kind of keep us going. Even with the bridging campaign, with less money coming in for concert income, we were able to reduce our tuition to keep members active as well. And so a lot of things, the board has been instrumental in really figuring that out. We have a terrific staff, and it's just all of it goes together. And with donor support and financial support, which we need, we are 90% of the way there. We hope to raise this last, 20,000, I think, and we'll be right there at 100%. So we are so close, but thank you for all you've done. So generous and loving. And again, Jamie's quote, that beauty and joy, it brings a lot to me, but I know the choir does that to so many. So I'm happy to just be a part of this and be able to keep that music going.
So thank you to everyone who supported the Boy Choir during this difficult time. The fire needs tending to. So you need to get on the fire, okay? And then what's going to happen is that the special guest star is right over here.
Maybe our wood's wet.
No, it's not. Okay, the wood is not wet. So I'm going to pass my microphone off to the special guest star. The special guest star is going to sit in this very chair, and they are going to grill Mr. Mark Johnson.
What?
Yes.
Okay.
And you are, oh boy, you're in for a treat. So stay tuned. Keep posting questions. If you have a question or if you have a comment, if you want, your hometown is very proud of you, Mark.
Oh, thank you. I'm proud to be from where I'm from. I have so many great people down there and such great support. I love it.
So, Mark, talk to the fine people. Tell them about what you're up to. What have you been doing during the pandemic?
Well, I've been doing a lot of walking, although you can't tell. And lately, I do have to tell you, I ordered 25 boxes of Girl Scout cookies. I just finished box number 7, so that's doing pretty well. I love my Thin Mints. I love my Caramel Delights. I love my shortbreads. And then I tried the Toastiers and I tried the lemonades as well. I'm also turned into kind of a big puzzle guy. So I do a puzzle at least once a week, kind of every other day. I don't get it too often, but I love to puzzle. And I've also been helping out one of my friends too at her restaurant. So Celine, I don't know if you've tuned in. A lot of you know Keys Cafe, and I've been doing a little bit of work there and kind of helping those guys out too during this difficult time. So it's been a lot of fun. I think I'll give this back to Amy. Oh, Todd! Todd! Good to see you.
Where's the?
Oh, I love you.
Oh, this isn't.
How are you?
This isn't a recliner. Oh shoot. Anyway, hi.
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Am I okay without a mask?
You didn't know it was me.
Okay, yeah. I didn't know.
I mean, I was sitting right there. Anyway, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am good. You know, Mike said. Well, I won't tell you what Mike said.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
No, just a few questions for you, Mike or Mark.
It's good to see you.
Good to see you too.
I love you, honey.
So, you know, before we get started, this might be the only question. So, I am, and I don't know, maybe, I don't know if I've ever asked you this or not, but
Well,
I mean, I know I have told you my side of it, but do you have any sort of recurring dreams about the Boychoir?
All the time.
Okay, well, let's hear it. What?
Well, my dreams are, and it's probably lately, I don't know if it has happened my entire time doing this, but my reoccurring dream, which I think is similar to you, we maybe have talked about this a little bit, but my reoccurring dream is being at some venue. Of course, it's a concert, you know, and it's probably everyone's there. So there's 150 people singing. And, you know, we get through the practice and kind of do the dress rehearsal, the warm-ups, everything gone. We've figured out the staging and everything. And then everybody kind of goes back to snack or eat. And I go to change. And then in my dream, I can't get changed. Like I can't find clothes, or I'm late, and I can feel myself like locked in a room or with clothes or whatever, and then I never get there. And of course, the audience is waiting. I think the concert starts without me. You're probably at the piano, and someone else walks in. Phil probably is up there conducting, and I'm still trying to figure out, is someone going to come and find me in this room, or can I get some clothes on? That's what I'm trying.
Oh yeah, it's very, very similar. I've got the same thing. Like, you know, like usually the concert is 5 minutes away, but like, you know, I'm in Mankato and I don't have any socks on, and my music is, you know, like I left it in the men's room at the gas station.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like I think I'm gonna be late.
I know. That's awesome. And won't that be a great day when it actually does happen?
Right.
Both of us are gone and the concert just starts.
Right. Well, you know, I think about you, I mean, more than me, but I mean, if you think about all of the kids that we've worked with, and not only boys, but, you know, boys and girls at Sing Minnesota.
Right.
You think of all of the rehearsals, all of the retreats, all of the concerts. I mean, the numbers would be staggering if we had like a tally of all of that.
We should have done that.
But when you consider all that, like, it's sort of amazing that there haven't been more disasters, right?
Have there been? This is probably chapter 1 of like my autobiography.
And
right?
I mean, you sort of alluded to it earlier because we were talking about that song, "The Storm Is Passing Over," which such a great song, and I'm telling you, that is so fun to play.
Yeah.
And anyway, you mentioned the concert in Colorado.
Yep.
You know, with the storm that passed over.
Do you remember what happened at the other one?
You mentioned it earlier. Tell the audience.
Well, that was the 50th anniversary concert at Orchestra Hall, and I remember we had gotten there for rehearsal, and there was already a snafu with the risers because I think we were supposed to supply our own risers, and we didn't show up, and we didn't know that. Got there, and we used some of their platforms that they used to build their stage
Which are
there.
not risers, mind you. They're just like
and I
platforms.
think they were pieced together, but there were holes in between, you know, to make them look like risers. And I remember starting off on that first song, and when they started to move, one kid just went right down through one of the holes, but he popped right back up. You know?
Right.
So, I mean, we're so lucky something didn't happen. We just keep going. You keep playing and I keep conducting like nothing's going on.
So-
We tell all the kids, you guys should all know this is a tiny little secret, right? Because it's like, if you get sick, we don't really care because the concert's going to go. No, I'm kidding. I'm kind of being mean about that. But we do. But we give kids like the idea about what they should do if something happens. But we've certainly had our kids like get sick on stage.
Well,
right?
I mean,
Haven't
there's that, but I mean,
happened?
can you think of any other? I mean, think of through all the years and all of like the.
It is kind of amazing.
Can
kind
you
of
think of
staggering,
any
isn't it?
other? I mean, I've got some.
What are you going to pop one on me?
Well,
Come
no,
on.
I could. I mean,
Do
if
it,
you,
do
if
it.
you,
What
if
happened?
you can't
Let's
think
go.
of them, like
can.
you know, I can remind you.
Okay, yes, remind me. Let's do a couple. Let's do a couple. Okay.
How about that morning that we were with one of the younger choirs, probably Kantar, at probably Jehovah Lutheran, and you had your phone off all morning, and after the concert you turned it on, and you remember all those messages that you.
Oh yeah, I don't know if they are tuned in or not, but
Oh well, but there
this
was
has
good
happened
sports
before.
about
But
it.
if you guys watch in, but of course my relatives out in Wisconsin, it was so funny. So I turned on my phone, and I had we had technically double booked the choir, but I didn't really write down or confirm the date. So we were singing that morning in St. Paul, and we were expected to sing in Wisconsin, about an hour and 15 minutes away. And of course, when I turned on my phone, all these messages come through from my relatives and Pastor Dave, who's like, we're waiting for the choir. And they had made 60 boys lunch, right? They had made us all lunch, and I don't think I've lived that one down. That was
And we've sung at
pretty
that church
bad,
before,
right?
and typically what we do is,
Right.
you know, Dave will sort of do the scripture readings and all that, but he doesn't do a sermon. It's
Right.
like the boys are sort of the sermon. So
We
it's
are the whole thing. So I don't know what they did for church that day,
Right,
but
right.
yeah, sorry. Thanks for reminding me about that.
Oh gosh, there's got to be some others though. Anything come to
I
mind?
don't know. Nothing else really comes to mind about that. You probably got a million of them. You
Well,
remember stuff like this.
I'll never forget that concert at Landmark Center. So it was probably a Christmas concert, and I don't use a page turner, and I turned the page, and like the whole ring binder flew off the piano.
How many times?
Landed on the floor
Right.
beside me, and some little kid was sitting right in the front row, and he picked it up. He's like, "Here you go." And the choir kept singing, right?
You
I'm
just
like,
all kept singing.
right, and the
Yep.
choir kept singing. I'm like, "Thanks, kid," and I put it on the rack, and it was upside down, so I turned it right side up,
Turned it right up.
paging through to find the music. Finally, I found where they were, and started to play again.
I think it all sounded the same, right?
Well, at Landmark Center, if you're sitting in the back, you can't hear me anyway, so nobody in the back even knew that it even happened, right?
Right.
So anyway, yeah. Oh, I mean, so much fun,
Good
so much
memories.
fun stuff over the years, right?
It has been, yeah. It's so good. Lots of good memories. That's
Yeah, but at the same time, bringing so much beauty into the world, it's so great. So great working with you and the kids.
And you too. I really appreciate it. I feel like it's such a great teamwork, and getting to play off you and what you're doing at the keyboard, and you've gotten so good at just watching me and watching kind of what happens live with the choir, and
Right,
it
and this
really it's really a team.
And this is
event, right?
what's what really is just so terrible about this whole situation is that the more you perform the music, the more intimate it becomes, and the more that you can play with it, and it's never the boys know you never really
It never is the
perform
same
the
thing.
same way twice, right?
Right.
So yeah, I
This will
miss
be
it.
tough, and I look back. Yeah, I look forward to getting back to that for sure.
Yep, me too.
It'll be good.
Making more laughs,
More
with
laughs
you,
and
right?
more beautiful music, right? Which will be good. So.
Mark, do you want to introduce the Snack Attacks video? I'm gonna play it.
I will. So coming up, thank you by the way. For
Yeah,
being special
should I
guest
get out of for this, or should I stay or?
So I do want to let you know we are going to share just a short video before we sign off yet tonight, but we had planned during this semester an all choir scavenger hunt that starts next week. So starting Monday and lasts kind of the full week. This is an interactive scavenger hunt that we're promoting to all members. We're hoping that families won't be lame, that siblings will join in, parents, make it a big family event. There'll be activities to do. You get clues each day. If you figure out the clue, you get a badge or an award, and that gives you a clue for the next day. So it's going to be pretty cool. And, well, I don't think it was you. Did you do something to snacks? The bulldog?
Don't ask, look.
Well, it's called Snacks Attack, our beloved bulldog. And maybe you remember this. Mike, do you remember? Everybody probably remembers the competition we had, right, to name this bulldog, right?
Right.
I think it was on Facebook or Instagram, or I don't remember. I'm not on social media, but something. Okay, anyway, we had that competition name it, but Snacks has gone missing, right?
Oh, no,
Snacks
really?
is missing, and that's what people have to figure out next week. So,
I swear I don't think I had anything to do with that.
well, let's see. Take a look at this video, though. In a minute, or soon. Are we there yet? Should I just keep talking? It's called Snacks Attack, so we really have to
Snacks
kind of
Attack.
find Snacks the bulldog and his favorite snack, I think, to figure that out. So is it a he or a she? I guess we'll get into a deep
I don't
conversation
know.
there. I think it's
Right.
Snacks is probably, well, I don't know. Okay.
From the studios of Radke Voskresenski Games, in cooperation with the Minnesota Boychoir, we present Snacks Attack 2021, a scavenger hunt, the likes of which you have never seen before. Join us on an epic journey to find Snacks, our lost mascot. You will become the detective figuring out where and how to find Snacks. During this valorous week, you will encounter great bites to eat, big bites to eat,
Hands closer, hands a little bit more, reach out a little bit more. Yeah, oh, perfect, yay!
exercise eats,
Get those knees up. Okay. Good.
high-speed chases to find food. And yes, if you win, you have a chance of winning one of the 3 amazing grand prizes, including...
A gift basket.
So don't wait any longer. Help find Snacks and Snacks' favorite snack in Snacks Attack 2021.
It's going to be really fun. Yeah.
I think one of the grand prizes is you and or I
Okay.
mowing the lawn of the winning family.
I've only
I don't- I
mowed
think-
the
have
lawn
you
once in my entire
Bush
life.
or road, or I,
I
mean,
will-
I could
no.
do that, or rake, or I don't know. I'll try it, but
You can do it. I will stay at home. I've
will you
mowed
at least
one lawn
Uber
in my
me some-
entire life.
Uber me some lemonade or
I was
something
12.
like that. Or on that?
Sure, I'll serve lemonade. How
Okay,
about that?
that sounds good.
That looks really fun. So
Oh, it's
Boychoir
gonna be
family, stay tuned for that. And great work to Phil and Vanya and Justin, who was in that video, and the entire backstage crew, our producer
be
Vanya,
fun.
our director Phil, and all of those guys for putting it together. All alumni of the Boychoir, by
Gonna
the
be
way.
fun. All alumni,
And-
wonderful alumni.
Great to see
I love it.
alumni participate
I love it. Hey,
and
by
stay
the way,
connected with
I
us.
should mention too,
Yeah.
there are plans in the way. We've covered so many dates and things, right? But I am planning a summertime event for alumni and
yes, you are.
for our adult choir. So just trying to get those important parts of our family back and singing. And of course, we're going to be careful about everything. But as we kind of gather back together, looking at doing kind of a 2-day event, one would be singing and one would be kind of recreational. And again, something in July probably for alumni and something in August for adult choirs. So both of those, such an important part of our family and what we do. So I'm looking forward to that too.
So if you maybe moved, I just moved, maybe you have a different email address, make sure you keep the Boychoir office up to date with what you're up to and where you are. So just let them know, email them information at boychoir.org. So it's info@boychoir.org if you just want to send them an email. Go on the Boychoir's website, boychoir.org. Okay, couple questions that are coming in.
Yes.
The fire's doing okay. I'm going to let it go.
I think it'll be okay.
I think it'll be okay. We just got a couple minutes left with you. People on the YouTube channel. First of all, do you need more puzzles?
I have a couple at home. In fact, one I feel a little bad about because Todd had given this to me. in a drive-by, just kind of tossed it on my lawn. He wasn't like very
He
ceremonious
just
about it.
he just threw you a
Mark,
puzzle
I
and
think,
left.
yeah, exactly. No, but it is a big 2,000 piecer, and I haven't started it yet. But anyway, but I do have, I have some puzzles. I'm probably pretty good, but I'm always looking for more ones to do. That is, if I get puzzle as a gift, I'm willing to trade too.
Oh,
I
that's
love
fun.
them,
Well, yeah,
too,
once
so.
you're done, you're done.
Yep,
You
I love it.
pass it on.
I love it.
And then
I do not need more Girl Scout cookies. So I talked about puzzles and Girl Scout cookies, but I'm okay.
You're good on the Girl
I'm
Scout
okay.
cookies. And big thanks to our guest star, Todd, for
Yeah.
stopping by, of course. Yes, thank you. That deserves the applause.
I love it.
Hey, here's a question, actually more of a comment about, you were talking about Boychoir incidents of yesteryear.
Yeah.
Leslie comments about the cruise ship in Alaska when the waters were pretty rough. And that was quite an experience. I remember the Alaska
I know we
trip.
set sail, right? I think that first day was great. Everybody's super excited, but you kind of get going that first night. We were to sing the very next day. I think in the front of the ship, not the back, but I think it was the front of the ship. But I mean, that ship was like cruising, and we're up in the front of the ship. And that, I remember the choir doing Revelations. And, kind of one of our go-tos where we're kind of doing the Boychoir shuffle and swaying back and forth. But the choir was swaying the other way of the curtains behind them. That's how the ship was like. And I think after every song that we did, less and less kids would go up and sing. So we finally just had to kind of be like, okay, we're done.
You canceled the concert.
Yeah, well, it was crazy. Yeah, it got pretty bad. But thanks for that reminder, Leslie. That was another good one.
So Houston Boychoir, don't tour a cruise ship.
Right, that was a beautiful tour though, Alaska. That was pretty awesome.
Yeah, right.
But,
we went through a lot of dates tonight. So before we sign off and say goodbye to everybody, I just want to go through some of those premiere dates that are coming up.
For sure.
April 1st. Remind people what's coming up April 1st.
April Fool's Day, Thursday, we will premiere a virtual concert on YouTube. So tune into this channel, MN Boychoir, and you'll see a virtual concert that night of music that we've learned this semester. So that's our next thing that's coming up.
Fantastic. June 3rd is what?
June 3rd is our Fundraiser Gala. Again, such a big moneymaker for the choir and really a great way to support the organization as well. We used to have this fundraiser in the spring, and usually there's a huge snowstorm that happens that goes along with the fundraiser.
Been canceled twice and postponed twice because
now
of snow.
it's in June, so we're kind of playfully calling it, instead of Sing Into Spring, we're kind of calling it Sing Outta Spring, because it's summer. Or it's just,
June.
I know someone mentioned that at a meeting the other day.
Makes
but anyway,
sense.
in June, join us. It'll be a lot of fun.
And then mid-June.
Mid-June tour. I mean, we're kind of touring, but in a sense, we're staying in Minneapolis, St. Paul, but giving concerts. So look for our website, probably, Facebook page, and announcements to be made about where the choir will appear. And of course, we'll be careful on audience size and kid-wise. But I hope you can hear some of our music live to end our season.
How great would that be?
And
then end of August.
End of August is going to be not only auditions, but boot camps will come up at the end of August for new members and for current members. So looking forward to that too.
February 19th, 2022.
Is, that's my birthday. Right?
And what do you want?
Girl Scout cookies? No.
Mark, as always, a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Of course.
It's a lot of fun.
And thank you for tuning in with us. Anything you'd like to say to the
Thank you,
people
everybody.
before we log off?
Appreciate all your support and for tuning in. Thanks for loving what I do and loving the Minnesota Boychoir. Thanks for being such a great host. And thank you to Amy for having us at your house.
This is not Amy's house.
Thank you,
We are
everybody.
not in St. Paul. Amy did not ask a question tonight.
Right.
Thank you for joining us tonight here for this conversation with Mr. J. We would love to hear your comments. Post them in the chat. We're watching them. We're reading them all. Stay tuned on our Facebook page, our Instagram channel, and then also here on our YouTube channel. We'll be posting a lot more stuff here in the coming weeks, and we'll keep you in tune with all of those concerts, all of those rehearsals, all of those audition dates.
Yep.
We'll keep you posted.
It'll be good. Yeah. Thank you so much.
There it is. Have a great night, everybody.
Oh, it does eventually stop.